All right, I am live and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle and I am here to do a tarot reading. I am going to read from the Good Tarot tonight by Colette Baron Reid. Um, just real quick, I apologize for any weird glitchiness that might happen. My Wi-Fi is terrible and parts often cut out, or the sound and the visual video. Anyway, it gets messed up. So bear with me and thanks for your patience. And I'm just going to dive right in. I am just curious what the message will be today. I'm really just being open to whatever comes through, asking the universe any kind of positive energy that wants to contribute to this reading. What do we need to know today? What does the collective or anyone watching need to know right now? One more shuffle. Ooh, uh-oh. I got a couple that flipped over somehow. I think I'm just going to take them. So the first one I saw was 5 of Air. I remember this one coming up a few days ago. And this one was about conflict and tension. That's interesting. I think these are the only two that are flipped. That's very interesting because I swear, they were all they were all facing the same direction when I started. But I'm going to read what it says about the 5 of Air. Yeah, tension and conflict. Conflict is a good way to see my motives and intentions. I can use this experience to grow into a more authentic version of myself. It's not important to win. It's important to have integrity. Other people have different ways of thinking and may not always be in agreement with me. I open to this opportunity to live and let live. So, yeah, it's saying don't fight fire with fire. If you find yourself not agreeing with someone, gracefully bow out and walk away. Smile and nod and turn the other cheek. It's not worth it. Getting into any kind of argument, it just creates more problems in the long run. And sometimes, and I've learned this the hard way, when you are able to bite your tongue, step back for a moment, let things cool down, and then come back with a logical response, it can often diffuse the situation. And then there's a much easier, it's a, how do I say it? Then you're able to move forward from a place that's more neutral, and it's easier to come together on common ground. If you go in with guns blazing and fists up, guaranteed there's going to end up being some fallout where who knows. But for me, I usually try and take the high road and apologize and own my part of it. But if that doesn't need to happen, it's so much better. So that's that. 7 of Water. This is really interesting. Both of these cards are cards that I picked before. I wonder if they ended up in the deck upside down somehow. Because the 7 of Water, imagination, fantasy, artistic endeavors, co-creative abilities unleashed. Now is the time to tune in to the infinite possibilities that exist and begin to play with them. Everything begins in the world of imagination, and I seize the opportunity to dream. I allow my intuition and desire to blend in an alchemical way, forming something new. Castles in the air can become castles on the ground when I release rigidity, bend the rules, and remain flexible and open. Limitations and boundaries give way to manifestation. Spirit never doubts the power of possibility, and neither will I. Yeah. Yeah, there are infinite possibilities that are open to you. And it's about releasing the fear, opening that valve, and letting them flow. Um, and these two cards together speak to me about the idea that maybe you have some new ideas that not everyone is on board with. And it is not your job to try and persuade them that what you're doing is important or necessary. You only have to answer to yourself. And regardless of how much you argue with someone, they're either going to get it or they're not. And so the better thing to do is to just step back. And again, wait till things calm down. And some people will be able to get on board eventually, and some people might end up falling away. And that's kind of a part of what happens when we move into new new phases in our life, when we start to embrace things that other people don't understand, parts of ourselves that people aren't familiar with. Yeah, I'm going to pick one more. I mean, the fact that these cards jumped out at me means that this is a major lesson. It's a major message. And that, having picked these before, it's not a coincidence that these showed up tonight, that I chose this deck, and these happen to be the two cards that were showing themselves. So there's something big that's coming, that that you are meant to manifest, to make, how do you say it, to bring it into the physical world. Like it says, bringing the castles and the castle in the clouds down and creating a, I'm not even saying it right. Castle on the ground, castle in the clouds. Castles in the air can become castles on the ground when I release rigidity, bend the rules, and remain flexible and open. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What do we need to know about these? What's the final message? Six of Earth. Yeah, Six of Earth. So we have air, water, and earth. Unexpected resources, happy surprises, generosity. What I have sent forth in love comes back to me many times over. As the generosity of others becomes apparent and unexpected resources show up. The universe is exhibiting its generosity, reminding me that the world is full of pleasant surprises. Inside the pretty package is tangible aid, a gift from spirit. Just when I was beginning to doubt, I am reminded of the treasures I am entitled to receive that show up at my door. What will I unwrap today? Yeah. What I have sent forth in love comes back to me many times over. And this was, I believe, in yesterday's reading, that when we move forward an inch, the universe moves back towards us 10 miles or something. Again, I'm not saying it right, but what we put out comes back hugely multiplied. And you watching are embarking on some kind of journey, something big that is going to stir things up and change your life. And not everyone's going to be happy about it, but it's going to invite generosity and help from the right people and ultimately the universe, that because you're doing the right thing, because you're following your own heart, you're following that deepest, most authentic part of yourself and what it's saying, that it automatically puts you on the right path and puts you in the flow, in the vortex, as Abraham Hicks calls it. And so you're just able to manifest whatever you need to assist you on your journey. It's awesome. And it's, I keep saying, I'm open to other messages, but this same message keeps coming up. I can't help it. I swear I'm just choosing these cards at random, and I'm always using different decks. I think I'm feeling like I want to pick one more. The numerology deck is calling to me right now. I haven't shuffled this one yet. So just give me a moment. But let's get a final. I'm only at almost 13 minutes. So doing pretty good tonight. Not talking quite so much. All right, let's see. What do we got? What do we need to know from the numerology deck? By Michelle. I always say her name weird. Michelle Buchanan. Her name rhymes with my name. It shouldn't be that hard to say. Okay. What do we need to know in regards to this reading? Yeah. Intuition. Use your intuition. Your intuition knows what direction you need to go in, knows the thing that's calling, that, probably more and more it's the signal. I'm trying to think of it. It's there's kind of something going off inside you that's like getting louder, getting stronger, getting brighter. That's like, yes, I want to do this thing. Yes, I want to do this thing. And maybe there are fears and doubts and things holding you back. But your intuition knows what you're supposed to be doing, and that it's time to begin this journey. And it is going to lead to assistance and help, and incredible generosity from sources that you may not even know of. And you are going to realize this dream. It's going to become tangible. It's going to materialize. You are in the process of manifesting right now. So, as I've been saying, take those steps, take those baby steps every day. It doesn't have to be much, but enough that you are proving to the universe, or keep doing this out here, the universe, everything is within us, really. Um, Prove to yourself and that part of you that really wants to make this happen. Prove to what I call your spiritual entourage, to whatever higher power you subscribe to, that this is the thing that you are supposed to be doing. And just taking those little bitty steps is the proof it needs to continue manifesting, to help propel you on this journey. I need to think of new words. Yeah, it's cool. It's really exciting. I mean, why not have the same message? Um, I've been thinking about changing things up a little bit in the future, maybe trying some actual spreads. I don't really know the cards all that well yet, but I'm starting to get a little bit more of the intuition thing going on. So, a lot of readers will read the different astrological signs, and that way people can really hone in on the message for them. At this point in my journey, that feels a little overwhelming. 12 signs per week, especially when I'm only getting on once a day. But I could do the thing where it's like the water signs, the fire signs, the earth signs, the air signs kind of thing. Thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see. Things, yeah, I definitely want to try and change things up and keep things interesting. And as awesome as this message is, and it's a doozy, maybe we can hone in even a little bit more, depending on where your astrological leanings are. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful tomorrow, and I will see you